I'm here at Moneypenny's headquarters and I'm joined by Sharon Boyle, who's in charge of their property department. Sharon, how are you doing?
I'm really well, thank you, David.
It's good to see you here in person for once.
Isn't it? Not on Zoom
Not
or
on Zoom, on the two
Teams.
screens. You've really been spoiled today. So Sharon, give us a little bit of insight into the property team because it is completely bespoke to estate agency businesses.
It certainly is.
Part of your role is to try and find out what estate agents need in that service. So how closely do you work with agents to get that right?
Okay, so here at Moneypenny, we have a dedicated property team looking after estate agents, house builders, build to rent, and the list goes on. But essentially, we're talking about estate agents today. We work really closely with estate agents. So we are members of different groups. We obviously read publications, we attend events, we talk to Kerfuffle an awful lot. So we kind of like to think that we know what's going on the ground, but where we get our real insight is to the new inquiries that we receive day in, day out from agents saying, can you help us? Can you support us? And the different reasons why they need Moneypenny.
And we were talking earlier off camera about the sort of different types of calls and inquiries that you handle here on behalf of agents, and each one of them in their own right, whether it just be a out of hours repair that might get reported, a valuation inquiry is always important, somebody wishing to book a viewing for a house. Each one of those are very valuable calls, far too valuable for it to be left to somebody that doesn't know what they're dealing with. So part of the Moneypenny magic here is that you have people with property experience.
Yeah.
And talk to us about the kind of person they're therefore working in these teams.
Yeah, we're 140 strong in our property team, and they've all had training from people in the business. I can name drop, but the likes of Julian O'Dell, Stephen Brown, we work really closely with. So they're all very much acquainted with estate agency speak. They understand when they take the inquiry, they understand the key questions to ask. And you're absolutely right, David, it could be anything from booking an MA to an out of hours property management maintenance query. But they've been trained to handle those calls. And because they're doing it day in, day out, they really gain an inside knowledge into what agents are looking for.
And they really are excellent. I can attest to this myself. When I was running my estate agency business, I've actually had positive reviews left for members of staff that don't even work for me. They work for Moneypenny because of the way that those calls were handled. And I think that says everything about your service.
We're kind of like a secret weapon.
You and that secrecy is the key, because I think as an estate agency owner, what I want to know is that if people are answering my calls, that they're not going to break under pressure, that they're going to be able to represent me and my clients in the best possible way. And you guys really do maintain that, and you've been tested, and you always manage to sort of get a positive result afterwards. And I don't think anybody could answer the call better in my office, to be honest.
Thank you. We want to be seamless. We want to be an extension of the agent's business. Just because we're here in Wrexham in North Wales shouldn't make any difference, and it doesn't. Most people have spoken to a Moneypenny receptionist at some point and never realised. And I think that's the beauty. It's what I love about what we do, and we offer a really good service that is completely seamless and bespoke to estate agency.
So I think one of the anxieties as an estate agency owner, when it comes to outsourced services, if you like, is always going to be continuity of that service. So yes, we set the standard. We all start on a great high, and then it can go a different way. And I think working with key personnel and having them as part of your team always works best. A lot of businesses have a very high turnover of staff, particularly if you were to sort of say a call center, which are words that we're not allowed to sort of say out loud here at Moneypenny HQ, because looking around here today, it is anything but a traditional call center. But amazingly, your staff retention is at an all-time high, and there is continuity of service when you've got those managers that are managing those teams. There is somebody that you can always come back to. We've always had a great relationship over the years, even when I needed an extra pair of socks. So But just tell us what the ethos is here behind the scenes and how you perfect that.
Absolutely. So, at our core, it's providing great customer service. But how do you provide great customer service if your receptionist is changing every 5 minutes? So, for our clients, it's so important to give them a dedicated receptionist who'll look after them, who'll be part of a larger team, but you're one point of contact for a day-to-day update of what's going on in your business, etc. But how do we retain those people? So here at Moneypenny, we've got an incredible working space. We've been going 22 years, but we've been in this building for 7. I think you've already seen that we've got an amazing gym, we've got nature trails, we've got a pub. It is closed and it is Tuesday, but it'll be open on Thursday. And it's things like that Moneypenny provide us and work with us, as in what are we looking for, that makes you want to stay. We have less than 2% churn on staff, and really the only reason why you'd leave Moneypenny is if maybe your partner's got a new job, you need to relocate, further education, or perhaps you go to have a baby and you don't return. But I've got to say, we've got a high return of maternity leave.
And genuinely, I mean, this is my second visit to Moneypenny HQ, and I've not come on any particular special day. You've not got anything on here where people are acting, but there are smiling faces wherever you walk in the building, whether they're just sort of eating lunch here or working. Everybody has a big smile on their face, and genuinely, I can't speak of many businesses where that seems to be that consistent, that mood.
I think from the moment you park your car or you park your motorbike or push bike or you've walked into work, you're walking down our path there where you see the huge gorilla that's quite appropriately dressed for the time of year. I think it's got spring flowers at the moment.
Yes.
And then you walk into the middle. We call it the middle because that's exactly what it is. It's the middle of the business. It's the heart of the business. You'll see people having their breakfast. You'll be met by Claire and Lynn. Lynn's been with us 22 years from the very beginning. I mean, that's testament in itself.
Yeah.
But it feels like home. And even 7 years in being in the building, it still feels new and exciting. You don't grow tired of walking through those doors every day. The other thing to note is that as you walk through our doors, we've got a roll of honour. People that have been here over 10
No,
years.
and I did notice that. So there's this lovely wall where you've got people's names there, and I've seen some businesses where they've tried to do that, and they've got sort of a very short name of
Yeah.
long. But here you've got literally you're running out of space,
We
aren't
are
you?
running out of space because we're going into the 20 years now. So there are people, not only Lynn, there's I think about another 4 people that have been here 20 years. That's what I'm aiming for. I've only got a year and a half to go. But absolutely, and it's a real celebration of the people that make this company wonderful. We're housed in a wonderful building. We have wonderful people, which means that we look after our clients wonderfully.
So talking of lists of long served members of staff, but you've also got a very long list of clients, and we can't go into detail as to who they are, but it's some of the greatest names in the industry. But really, it's staggering. It's 2,500 firms all told. You've got calls being handled there by a team of up to 140 people there. We're talking tens of thousands of calls that are coming through every year. You're the face of that we meet at conferences and exhibitions. You're very busy out there getting to meet the estate agents once again now that we've been let out. But they're absolutely superb in terms of how that property department's grown over the years. What's the next step for you guys?
Next step for us, obviously, we want to keep our clients very, very happy. And so we're always looking at ways in which we can do that. And some of the services that we've introduced recently has come on the back of what our property clients have been asking for. So the likes of outbound calling was born out of the pandemic. It was born out of, we need you to help support, call that data. And then, bespoke customer teams, I think you've touched on as well. In your ideal world, Mr. Estate Agent, what would you like us to do? And, nothing's impossible. So we want to grow with our clients. We want to grow and aspire to their ideas and thoughts and keep in touch with them. So yeah, sky's the limit, really.
Well, Sharon, thank you very much for talking to us today. If you want to be one of those 2,500 very, very satisfied estate agency businesses, give Sharon a call. Her team are very friendly, onboard you extremely quickly, even at the drop of a hat, as I found out. I talk from experience. I once called Sharon. I was literally on my way to the airport and forgot that I didn't have any cover. and they looked after me for an entire week, and I went away and didn't have to worry about
Did.
anything, knowing that I had business continuity. And I think that's just that its most simplest core is what Moneypenny is all about. You can go to bed at night relying that you've got somebody representing your business in the best possible way. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.